Well, Hull have already had a bit of a boost this weekend because Derby's heavy defeat at QPR last night means they have got out of the bottom three on goal difference without having to kick a ball. Whether Norwich City can put them back below the dotted line or not remains to be seen. Norwich will have to do it without their first choice midfield. How often have we said that this season? There's no Marcondes, no McLean and no Nunez. So it's another new look to the Norwich City midfield today. The team in full: Gunn in goal, Fisher, Duffy, Doyle, Mahovo across the back, Wright, Sorensen and Slimane in midfield. Jurisic starts for the first time on the right wing, Boer Sainz on the left and Sargent up front. The subs for Norwich: Long, Stacey, Cresceni, McConville, Cordoba, Schwartau, Dobbin, Hernandez and Sienats. Great to have Lee Bromby with us, former Norwich City defender, been a sporting director as well in his time at Huddersfield.
Yeah, I think it's really important, particularly the way Norwich want to play. They play through that middle all the time, they try to play out from the back, so those players in those positions are critical to the style that Jonas wants. So yeah, it's a shame really that those relationships haven't been established. It's a bit of a shame it hasn't been consistent like the defenders. So yeah, I think that has disrupted probably some results and some performances this season.
We're underway. I'll go through the Hull team for you in a moment. They've done their best to really ramp up the atmosphere ahead of this one. Norwich City in their away strip today, their third strip, sort of cream coloured. Hull in their usual colours, the Tigers in their amber and black stripes with black shorts and black socks. So the ball goes back to Angus Gunn, the Norwich City goalkeeper, who's away to our right-hand side at the moment. We're set high above the halfway line. You can almost see the whole pitch without having to turn our heads. It's almost a sort of view you might get if you're playing a video game here at the fine MKM Stadium. And it's Norwich City who are trying to get the ball moving early with Lucien Mahovo. He's running into an area just inside the Hull half on the left wing as Sainz is fouled, where the pitch is cutting up really, really badly. Your view on that, Lee? I mean, we're a long way from the pitch here, but it doesn't look great down there, does it?
No, it's not good. I don't think it'll suit Norwich in terms of their approach, but yeah, I'm surprised with how bad it is, you know, from here.
Here's Mahovo on the left-hand side, right in that area again, and you can see the turf cutting up underneath his feet as he's challenged, and Norwich have to play the ball back into their own half in order to keep possession, and they go all the way back to Angus Gunn. Norwich looking to just build again after a disappointing couple of games at home. Well, they only took 1 point from matches against two sides in the bottom half of the table. Here's Mahovo on the left-hand side, comes through a thudding challenge. Sorensen now to right on halfway. Jacob Wright's first attempted ball towards the right-hand side is cut out, but he gets his head to the ball as it comes back to him. And Fisher will find Jurisic, who floats it forward into the channel on the right-hand side. Fisher gives chase, and it's cleared out of play by the defender Jones for a Norwich throw-in over on the right-hand side. It'll be fascinating to see how this Norwich midfield works, won't it? They don't have an obvious Nunez or McLean figure who's going to get the foot on the ball and carry it forward, but Wright has just played it short to Sorensen. Wide to the right hand side they go. Now Jurisic goes down and gets a free kick for Norwich City. His first real involvement in the game. Quick feet to get past his man, but he was looking to go down the earliest opportunity there, wasn't he? And he's got a free kick.
Yeah, in a really good position as well, so it'll be interesting to see the set pieces today as well.
Doyle goes forward, clapping his hands together. Duffy, I'm sure, will be in there as well for the Canaries. Sargent hovering around the penalty spot as well. This is an opportunity for Norwich City to try to get the pressure on for the Canaries as they look for their fifth away win of the season in the league. Free kick is going to be played in from that far side, the right, not far away from being level with the edge of the penalty area. Can they ask some early questions here of the Hull defence? We've played 2.5 minutes and Norwich have a free kick in a great position over on the right-hand side. Referee taking his time, making sure the Hull defence is in the right position. Everybody back for Hull. Referee's now ready. Wright runs over the ball. It's whipped into the penalty area, far too close to the goalkeeper. Easy for Ivor Panda, the Croatian goalkeeper, to come and claim. He really would have wanted to have given him a harder test than that, wouldn't you? Yeah,
he just overhit the cross a little bit. He's in a really good position. He looks to whip it in, but yet just slightly overhit. Well,
Hull have played the ball back to goalkeeper Panda, who plays it out from inside his 6-yard box under pressure from Sainz, and Hull will go long. Doyle returns it forward up towards the middle. Sargent battling for it, but it's back with Hull, and in the end Egan will get it back to his goalkeeper, who is Panda. It's going to be a very different game, this one, for Norwich City, having had two games against sides who were really tough to break down, defensively strong. Preston and Derby, and Norwich struggled to go toe-to-toe with both of those teams. Early signs here that Ruben Sayes, the Hull manager does prefer his teams to get the ball on the ground and play it a little bit more. We've seen the goalkeeper trying to pass it out from inside his 6-yard box already, so it's a different challenge today, isn't it?
Yeah, and a good start from Norwich, to be honest, with the high press. They pressed really, really high, went up against the keeper, so they look like they're going to be front foot today.
And of course, Hull as the home team will have to come out a little bit more than Derby or Preston did. Alzate with the ball over the top. They're in here, Hull early on, and it's a really good save from Gunn. Gelhardt got in behind the Norwich defence, angled shot, and Gunn turns it aside for a Hull corner. But there we are, 4 minutes in, and that was very nearly the breakthrough for Joe Gelhardt.
Yeah, it's a really good ball. It's over Mahovo's head. He doesn't quite see the runner, Gelhardt, and it's a great save from Gunn.
Gelhardt, on loan from Leeds, scored a goal against Norwich City in the Premier League 3 seasons ago to win a dramatic game at Elland Road. Now we have a corner to Hull. First for Norwich to defend, and it comes from the left-hand side. It's flicked on by a Norwich head, I think. Pedro's trying to keep it forward there. João Pedro does well to chase it towards the corner flag. Gets tackled by Wright, and it'll be a Hull throw-in well forward on this right-hand side. Well, that's Hull's first attack, and I think there'll be some alarm from the visiting Norwich fans as to how easy Hull found it to get in behind the defence. We'll bring Lee Bromby in on that in a moment. But here come Hull on the right-hand side with Alzate crossing in dangerously. It's headed away, but only as far as the edge of the penalty area. Norwich have got plenty of players back, and Kellen Fisher's doing a decent job there to prevent the shot from coming in from Louis Barry. Barry has worked it back to McLaughlin on the left-hand side. Norwich still under pressure. Slater back out towards Barry on the left-hand side. Quick pass to McLaughlin. Now Barry on the left wing. Oh, he's run it out of play. I haven't given you the whole team yet, have I? So Panda's in goal. They've got Coyle, Egan, Jones and McLaughlin at the back. Alzate, Slater and Crooks in midfield. Gelhardt and Barry on the wings. Barry on the left-hand side. João Pedro up front. Lee, that was a really good chance, wasn't it, for Hull? They got him very easily.
Yeah, I think there was... I watched a little bit of the Preston game, and Mahovo, I think they played the ball over him quite a lot. Oh, it looked like a tactic on that, and that was exactly the same there. A switch ball over his head, and then the Hull play was straight in, so they're going to have to look out for that.
Eurosec closed down on halfway, giving no room at all there by the Hull midfield, and the Canaries have got it back now at 0-0, but an early warning for them with that good save from Gunn. Here's Mahovo on the left-hand side. That's a good point, actually, about him being perhaps targeted in the early part of this game by Hull. And Norwich have had the warning. Here is Mahovo going forward on the left-hand side. Flick from Sainz, looking for Slimani, but he can't quite latch onto it. And Alzate's got it back in the midfield for Hull City. 0-0 on BBC Radio Norfolk, 6 minutes gone. Absolutely Baltic here, freezing cold on Humberside. We have escaped the predicted snow and ice that was being talked about for the northeast of the country. How was your journey here today, Lee? Did you come through a bit of it?
I got some sleet, yeah. So in West Yorkshire, yeah. So on the way over, there was a bit of sleet.
But no issues in terms of the game or the surface or anything like that. But we just want everyone who's tucked up nice and warm at home to know how cold we are, don't we?
Yeah.
Oxford 0, Portsmouth 2 is a result in the early kick-off in the Championship. That one was held up by more than 30 minutes because of a medical emergency in the crowd, but it's finished now. Really important win for Pompey against Oxford, two of the teams who've come up into the Championship this season. 0-0 at the MKM Stadium. Hull in possession on the left-hand side. Louis Barry going to work. Norwich, though, getting the ball back off him. And the Canaries have got it back with Doyle in the heart of the defence. Doyle will look to get Sainz involved. In the centre circle, the Championship's top scorer still, although he's got Joel Pirro bearing down his neck. Amazing that he's still the Championship's top goal scorer. And you have to go back to November the 30th for the last time he found the back of the net for Sainz. That 6-game ban not helping his cause. If he doesn't score today, it'll be 10 appearances without a goal. Doyle, though, trying to help him do something about that. Up towards Sargent, who tries to keep the move going, but Hull have cleared. Gelhardt with an up and under, testing that Norwich defence. Duffy got underneath it, but didn't deal with it. Support there on the right-hand side. And a clumsy challenge comes in from Matt Crooks, and it's a free kick for Norwich City, halfway inside their own half. They've taken it quickly. Jacob Wright looking for the ball out towards the right-hand side. It's cut out, though, before it could get to Eurosec. And now Hull can get away on the left-hand side. Opportunity here, perhaps, for Louis Barry, who's cutting in towards the penalty area. Really good run. Lays it out towards the edge of the box. And Alzate, who drags the shot well wide. 0-0. But I was looking forward to seeing Louis Barry today, who is a centre-forward, really. He's only 21. He's on loan from Aston Villa. First half of this season he was at Stockport in League One, 16 goals in 24 appearances. I think Aston Villa wanted to try him higher up the league, so he's come to Hull in the Championship. They're playing him wide left, but he looks a threat, doesn't he?
Yeah, he started well in the game. Really interesting to see if he can make that step up as well, up to the Championship and have that same impact.
A player who, the name sounds familiar, he did go to Barcelona as a teenager. I think he was at West Brom as a youngster, and ended up at Barcelona in their academy for a while before coming back to play for Aston Villa. 0-0 in this game, goal in the Premier League. West Ham 0, Brentford 1. Kevin Sade with the goal there for Brentford. And Norwich have a throw-in.
Really interesting from both teams. They're pressing so high. The press against the goalkeeper or try to play out for both teams have been really difficult so far.
It's back with Ivor Panda, the goalkeeper of Hull, who plays a floated ball towards McLaughlin on the left-hand side. Nicely gets his way past Jacob Wright. He then tries to bring him down, but McLaughlin's got away. Tries to thread the pass through. It's been cut out. João Pedro collects from deep. Plays a lovely ball to Joe Geldhart on the edge of the penalty area. Geldhart for Hull from the angle. Plenty of Norwich players back, and one of them working away inside his own penalty area is Borja Sainz, who wins the ball, then tries to dribble it away. Takes a double ricochet. Another play for a Hull throw-in. They're getting through a lot of hard work here, Norwich. They're being tested early on, aren't they?
Yeah, it's been a really good start from both teams. Really positive, really front foot, playing the ball really well.
And Slater in the Hull midfield. Every Norwich player back behind the ball now, allowing Alfie Jones to have it on halfway. Ball goes to the left-hand side, and Conor McLaughlin, or Sean McLaughlin I should say, who had a difficult evening on Tuesday night against Burnley. And Burnley were the latest team that Hull couldn't score against. Burnley's incredible clean sheet record goes on. They've already drawn today 0-0 with Preston. Here comes Coyle, the Hull right back who's well forward. He's got Geldhart outside him. Geldhart cutting in, shooting from the edge of the box. Gunn makes a comfortable save. But that's twice that Angus Gunn has been called into action by Joe Geldhart. It's a player that Norwich have got to get to grips with.
Yeah, down this right-hand side, Hull are sort of exploiting a little bit. I think Mahovo needs to get a lot tighter to Geldhart there so he doesn't get the shot off.
I mentioned Geldhart is on loan from Leeds. He hasn't actually made a league appearance for Leeds since October 2022 when he played against Norwich City. Now on the left-hand side, it's Mahovo for Norwich City. Plays it inside to Slimani. Slimani joining the attack. Wide to the left-hand side and Sainz. Norwich have had to soak up a bit of pressure. They've been tested in the last few minutes. 10 minutes gone. 0-0. Hull have made the brighter start. Duffy for Norwich City. Playing it towards the right-hand side and Fisher. Jurisic in front of it. Cutting in quickly, but not finding a route forward. So he's gone back towards the halfway line and Duffy. And now it's Hull's turn to just drop off. Look rather compact and provide a puzzle for Norwich to try to solve. On a freezing cold day on Humberside. Here is Mahovo on the left-hand side, seeing plenty of the ball in this game. Wright in a central position for Norwich City, arcs the ball out towards the right-hand side. It's just in front of Fisher, who keeps it in well under pressure from McLaughlin. McLaughlin though tackles him, and a sliding tackle comes in from Jurisic, and it goes out of play for a Hull throw-in. That sums up Norwich's last few performances, really. They got the ball in a good area, but the passing radar was slightly off.
Yeah, it was unlucky. The move is really good, and Wright just he takes the ball off the ground, makes it difficult for Fisher, and then the whole play recovers. But yeah, good signs, good intent, and like you said, that final ball's got to be so good in these games.
What a steep learning curve Jacob Wright is on. Only 19. Made his first league start of his career on Tuesday night against Preston and was called into the starting lineup late after that issue for Kenny McLean. Now Hull attack. Geldhart sprinting in from the right-hand side. Sorensen spots the danger after a heavy touch from Geldhart. Steals the ball away. Mahovo clears. Mahovo's going to need a bit more help on this left-hand side for Norwich City to deal with Geldhart, who is really proving an early thorn in Norwich's side. 12 minutes gone on BBC Radio Norfolk. Goalless at the MKM Stadium. And it's played out by Hull to Alfie Jones, the centre-back, who comes across towards this right-hand side. Yanisov Torup's got a warm-looking black coat on the side of the pitch, getting messages across, watching Sorensen stretch for the ball and concede a foul and a free kick to Hull on halfway. So it's 0-0. What about Jacob Wright? 19, clearly a talent because he's in the Manchester City Academy, but playing under 21s football to now starting 2 championship games in a week, that is a steep learning curve, isn't it?
Yeah, and sometimes unsurprised maybe. Norwich didn't see him being in so early, but he's got to step up and looks very comfortable with the ball, understands his position, so you can see why Norwich have like him and feel like they can probably get a lot out of him.
Crooks to Geldhart. Here he is again, the Leeds right winger, causing problems for Norwich City. Cutting into the edge of the penalty area, lays it off for Coyle. Coyle's cross, and it's turned in! Hull have been threatening that, and they take the lead inside the opening 15 minutes. Geldhart has been a problem for Norwich City all the way through this game. The player who's on loan from Leeds, he got at Mahovo again, cut the ball back, and it's been swept in by Matt Crooks, and it is Hull City who have the lead. Hull 1, Norwich 0.
Yeah, too easy down this side again. Hull's right side and Norwich's left side. Mahovo lets the player drive at him, gets into his box, and then he just picks Crooks out, I think it is, who just taps the ball in from 6 yards.
Been coming really, hadn't it? If there was going to be a goal, you felt it was going to come down that Norwich left-hand side. Gelhardt's been getting all sorts of joy. He got in again and was able to have time on the ball to pick out his pass, knocked it in towards the near post. And there's Matt Crooks, who scored against Norwich from Middlesbrough. He's just joined Hull from Real Salt Lake at a spell in America, and he took his chance there. It was a clinical finish, and Norwich a goal down, and we'd already picked out that left-back position as being a bit of an issue. Norwich were struggling, weren't they, to deal with Gelhardt?
Yeah, I think you just mentioned it, Chris, that Mahovo needed some support, and then they go and score. The next attack, the score down this side. So that's going to be an issue which they're going to have to solve now. Miles too easy.
Yeah, a simple goal for Matt Crooks, who plays... So it's the number 10 really behind the striker, and he got in there. He's a 6'4" player. He's a real goal threat. He was in his Middlesbrough days and in his Rotherham days as well. And it was a late run into the penalty area that Norwich didn't pick up, and he was able to absolutely dispatch that in at the near post. His second goal since joining Hull in the last transfer window. So a tester here for Norwich City, behind on the road. But I would say not so much the goal, but the route of the goal hasn't been a surprise. Hull have been probing on this right-hand side. They've been causing Norwich problems with this man, Joe Gelhardt, and that's where the goal has come from. So it's a test for Norwich. 15 minutes gone, they're a goal down.
Yeah, it's just an area they've got to solve, and I think it just needed doing quicker than, now there's been a goal, now trying to organise it.
Gelhardt, full of confidence, picks up the ball again from halfway, plays an angled high ball over the top, looking for Barry on the left-hand side. Callum Fisher's just about got to grips with this one, and then Fisher's bundled over, and that's a free kick for Norwich City, who find themselves a goal down on the road before they've really got going in this game. Hull, remember, were in the bottom three at the start of this round of games, but were helped out last night by a heavy defeat for Derby at QPR, so they are out of the bottom three. But they have the worst home record in the Championship. They've only taken 12 points at home this season. They've only won 2 matches, and yet here they are beating Norwich City, and in the first 15 minutes they've been by far the better side, haven't they?
Yeah, I agree with you, Chris. I think they've started the better. They've had that threat down this side, down the left side for Norwich and the right side for Hull.
Loose pass there from Wright, out of play, throw into Hull. Bournemouth 1-up at Southampton in a local clash on the south coast in the Premier League. Hull City are leading here by a 1-0 with that effort from Matt Crooks, arriving late to convert across from Gelhardt. Here's Crooks again, this time he's got goal side of Doyle, plays the ball into the penalty area early, cut out though by Fisher. Had to be careful there because he had Hull players either side of him. Nice touch there from Jurasek. Norwich getting up through right towards Sargent. Can Norwich now burst into life for the first time in this game? They're a goal down. Here comes Borja Sainz on the left-hand side, up towards the corner of the penalty area. Now tries to step inside. Plenty of Hull defenders back. Sainz slightly overruns it, but he's found Jacob Wright, who plays a poor ball back to Sorensen. Hull have intercepted it, and now they will counter-attack. It's with João Pedro at the moment, who's sprinting towards the right-hand side. He's got a runner away through the middle. It would be an ambitious pass to find him, and now that chance has gone because Norwich have got players back, and João Pedro has managed to slow the game down. Really good start here from Hull. 1-0 up. Here's João Pedro on the right-hand side. Goes down after the challenge from Mahovo. Referee tells him to get up. Alzate plays the ball infield to Jones. Jones at the back for Hull gives it to Stephen Alzate. Wearing short sleeves but a pair of black gloves as he comes through the midfield and looks for João Pedro on this right-hand side. Intelligent break here from Coyle on the right-hand side. Crossing opportunity from the right. In it comes. Norwich clear it away. All of the threat for Hull is coming down this right-hand side.
Big issues down this side. It's too easy for Hull to get in and get crosses in good areas.
Alzate plays it into the penalty area. João Pedro tries to spin away from his man, and it goes down. It goes behind for a goal kick. Not to be confused with the João Pedro who's at Brighton. This is João Pedro who's one cap for Italy at 8 years at Cagliari. He scored plenty of goals in Serie A, but he's 32 now. Still full of running though. He's another one. That front three really for Hull. 4 if you include Matt Crooks. Norwich haven't really got to grips with any of them yet, have they? It's been a lacklustre start from the Canaries.
Yeah, Hull have definitely started the better. I think something needs to change in terms of the attacking coming down this side. I look at Mahovo by himself a little bit, but the midfield could come across, come and help, in those positions. Sainz obviously is the attacking threat, so you don't want him coming back all the time, but he definitely needs some support.
Norwich badly depleted in midfield once again, and it's showing. Sorensen plays a ball forward. It's not a great pass. Really easy for Egan to sweep up and get back to his goalkeeper. Fulham 1, Nottingham Forest 0 in the Premier League. Here in the Championship on BBC Radio Norfolk, Norwich are trailing by a goal to nil early on against Hull City. Bournemouth are now 2 up at Southampton in the Premier League. Foul on Slimani. Free kick for Norwich City. They haven't got to grips with this game at all yet, have they, Norwich City?
No, and I think you mentioned before, didn't you, the challenges with that midfield and how important that is. We haven't seen much through those positions where, you know, Norwich would usually dominate, and that would be their strength as well.
Here's Mahovo on the left-hand side for Norwich City. Shifts the ball quickly to Borja Sainz, who cuts in from the left-hand side, does Borja Sainz. Plays it back towards Sorensen. And now every Hull player back behind the ball, trying to protect this 1-goal lead that they've got. Sorensen back to Duffy, and here's Doyle in the centre circle. Hull lead 1-0, but Norwich are trying to do something about that now with Mahovo. Swings across in early towards the edge of the penalty area. Sargent controls nicely, sets up Jacob Wright, who hits a low shot from 20 yards wide of the post. First chance that Norwich have had, really.
Yeah, they move the ball well into Sargent, receives really well and just lays it off Callum Wright outside the box, so from distance, and it just goes wide of the post.
There's a big pack of teams chasing the playoff positions. I think the top 4 have gone. 2 playoff places realistically up for grabs. 2 of them are meeting today, Sheffield Wednesday and Coventry. And Coventry have just gone a goal up at Hillsborough through Ellis Sims. Here at the MKM Stadium, well, it's Norwich City not looking like playoff contenders in the opening 19 minutes, if you're just joining us. Hull City leading by a goal to nil against Norwich. They've had a couple of other chances as well, but Matt Crooks' goal, sweeping in a Joe Gelhardt cross, the difference between the two sides. Manchester City 1-0 up against Newcastle in the Premier League. It's with Hull on the left-hand side. Slater hits a diagonal ball up through the middle. Mahovo gets a touch on it, and that takes it back to Gunn. It's not a back pass. He's doing his best to intercept it, and Gunn, I think, quite right to grab it, as Slimani is now bundled to the floor. Ruben Seles is on the side of the pitch there. Managed Southampton in the Premier League for a while. And of course, got a job at Reading. I was doing quite well at Reading, actually, under really difficult circumstances. And Hull spotted the potential there, brought him in. So far, 4 wins, 6 defeats and 3 draws as he tries to get Hull away from relegation danger. They're doing him proud so far in this game. Hull leading 1-0 after 20 minutes. Norwich have the ball on BBC Radio Norfolk here with Doyle on halfway. Doyle eyeing up a pass to Mahovo on the left-hand side. Can't keep Mahovo out of this game at the moment. He's been tested defensively, but now he's at least trying to get on the front foot. Here's Sorensen in the midfield for Norwich. Doyle back to Slimani. And now Sorensen. Nice touch from Sorensen onto Slimani. Better football from Norwich. Wright tees up for Sainz. 1 touch to Slimani. Now into the path of Mahovo on the left-hand side. By the corner flag by the time he catches up with the ball. Tries to cross from the byline, and it's cleared away. Just about kept that ball in play. A little bit better, though, in that move from Norwich. The last couple, that effort from Wright, and that last move, that it's just beginning to flow a bit now, isn't it?
Yeah, that was really good play. That interaction between the midfield players. Then Mahovo slipped in for the cross.
But Norwich having to do that from a goal down. Usually away from home you want to keep it tight early and get a bit of a foothold, but Norwich are all over the place defensively at the start of this game. A goal down already, and they could have conceded another one as well, as Mahovo comes forward at the other end for Norwich on the left wing, level with the penalty area. Lovely turn from Mahovo, then throws himself to the ground. That's never going to be a free kick. Hull are able to bring the ball away. Slimani then puts a strong challenge in and wins a throw-in for Norwich City. Really good, hard-working midfield play there to prevent the Hull break. That's what Norwich want to see.
And good refereeing. Let's give him a compliment. It was definitely 2 fouls that tried to be bought by the players.
Good play from Duffy, wide to the right-hand side. Norwich on the attack. Cross comes in from Fisher. It's blocked. Jurasek have got himself into the penalty area. Louis Barry back defending. Fisher keeping him honest and forces the error. And Norwich have a throw-in high up the pitch on the right-hand side. They've taken it quickly. Now Norwich are trying to get the tempo up in search of an equaliser. Jurasek to Sainz on the edge of the penalty area. Sainz knocked off balance by a challenge. Can't hold on to the ball, and Hull have cleared it away. But only as far as Mahovo. Norwich winning it high up the pitch. So much better from Norwich in the last 2 or 3 minutes after a lacklustre start. Sorensen to right, central position. Every Hull player back behind the ball. Norwich are in Hull territory. Doyle looking for Mahovo on the left-hand side. Mahovo swings across in. It's blocked by Gelhardt. Comes back to Mahovo, who takes a touch, then tries to take on Gelhardt, and the ball goes out of play, and it's a Hull throw-in. Good defending from Gelhardt. He's getting the better of Mahovo at one end of the pitch, and he got the better of him there defensively. Yeah,
but much better from Norwich. They're moving the ball a lot quicker, looking to those overlapping fullbacks to get the crosses in, so a lot better.
Yeah, Norwich coming into this one with 4 defeats in 7 in all competitions. Not the sort of form that really suggests a playoff run. Here's Gelhardt on halfway, drilling the ball over towards the left-hand side. Louis Barry will catch up with it now, up towards the corner of the penalty area on the left-hand side, trying to get it onto his right foot. He's now into a central position, does get the shot in, big deflection, takes it away towards the Norwich left-back position. And who's there? Angus Gunn. He's come chasing out of his penalty area to prevent the ball from bouncing behind for a corner. And he's so far away from his goal, he's got to hit this long, and he does. Sargent wins the first header. It drops into Hull territory. Jurasek competes for it, and it's a foul. Johannes off Torp, we can see him on the side of the pitch down below us. He looks frustrated.
Yeah, he's not happy, yeah. I think it's too easy for Hull to get easy attacks. You know, it's not like the breaking lines. It's one switch of play and then they're in. And then on the goal against Norwich. Yeah,
well, we've talked about how Norwich want to play and how you miss Nunez and McLean in possession. But against the ball, as João Pedro is flagged offside, Hull are playing through the midfield with no problem at all at the moment, aren't they? There's no protection.
Yeah, spot on, Chris. I think it's that exactly. It's, you know, the recovery runs from midfield or the simple passes into the attacking players. They just don't seem to be able to stop that at the minute.
1-0 to Hull. BBC Radio Norfolk at a very chilly MKM Stadium. Norwich having possession at the moment with Duffy, who went up front the other night against Preston. Such was Norwich's desperation for a goal. Long diagonal ball hit from Doyle. Now, he's usually pretty good at those, but that wasn't great. And McLaughlin's able to head it back to his goalkeeper. He so often looks for those passes over the top, Doyle.
Yeah, he's so good at them, isn't he? You don't mind him coming out with the ball and trying to hit those, because he's so consistent with them usually.
He does have more assists for Norwich this season in the Championship than any other player, Callum Doyle.
That's phenomenal.
Foul by Slimani as he goes shoulder to shoulder with Coyle. Neither Slimani nor Johannes Torp liked the decision, but referee Ben Toner has given it. And Hull will have a free kick from on halfway. And there's Ruben Selles again, visible on the side of the pitch, looking to try and inspire a relegation survival battle from Hull. They were on the verge of the playoffs last season. Norwich took that last playoff place ahead of Hull by 3 points. It was a bit nip and tuck towards the end of the season. And Norwich beat Hull twice last season, and those 2 wins did the trick in the end for the Canaries to take that 6th place. 1-0 to Hull here today, though, but here comes Slimani for Norwich City. No way forward there. Gelhardt, who's having a terrific game so far, just make sure that Slimani can't get away, and then wins a foul off him as well. He really is having a good game, Joe Gelhardt.
Yeah, started the game really well. Like there, you said both sides of the game, so he's nipped the ball away and won it. He's worked back, he's attacked.
Never quite becoming a regular at Leeds, the 22-year-old, despite a Premier League goal against Norwich City for Leeds. And he was loaned out to Sunderland last season. He really is the sort of player you want on your side on this evidence, so industrious. Here comes Coyle on the right-hand side, curling a deep cross into the penalty area, and then so deep it's gone beyond the penalty area. Barry gets it on the left-hand side, plays the ball back here towards McLaughlin, who's joined the attack. Barry in front of him. He plays it back towards the halfway line, and Alfie Jones. Now it's Norwich's turn to get everyone back behind the ball. They can't afford to concede a second goal here. Barry gets the better of Kellen Fisher, but Jurasek gets a challenge in. He's still going, Barry, here. Fisher's come back for another go. Barry's got to the byline on the left-hand side. Jacob Wright helping out as well, but Hull have still managed to get the cross in. Effort from Gelhardt, blocked by Mahovo, and behind it goes for a corner. This is a real concern for Norwich City, because there are 3 players back there working defensively in the right-back position, and yet Hull was still able to get a cross in.
Yeah, I think it's interesting you mentioned the difference between the under-21s and then the men. So Wright's got a perfect opportunity to win the tackle, doesn't win the tackle, then the ball comes into the box and then you're under pressure. So they're the slight differences that are evident today.
Corner to Hull, who already lead 1-0. But a poor start to this game from Norwich City. 27 minutes gone. Corner coming in from with the right foot from the left-hand side. Comes in towards Angus Gunn's goal. Gunn does well to just punch it away, gets a decent fist to it, and it's going to go out of play for a throw-in to Hull on the right-hand side. Manchester City 2 up against Newcastle, both from the recent signing Omar Marmoush. We've got a throw-in coming up for Hull on the right, which Coyle will take down to João Pedro. Pedro, difficult to knock off the ball, sets up Coyle and then Alzate on the right-hand side. Norwich are well set, so Hull have to just move the ball back to the halfway line in order to keep it. Hull lead 1-0. They scored inside the first 15 minutes. Crooks plays the ball back into midfield, and Regan Slater, now Sargent puts him under pressure, does well there. Hull had easy possession. Sargent just put his body in the way. Slater fouled him, and Josh Sargent's taken the pressure off Norwich by buying a free kick on halfway. Yeah,
did really well there. Used his experience just to get the free kick. It takes the pressure off Norwich. It's interesting you're talking about Gelhardt with the pathways to first team. Matt Crooks was at Huddersfield as a youth team player when I was there. in the academy, and he found his way through going to a lower league club, and sometimes it doesn't happen, you know, for players, and they've got to go find the way.
Yeah, sometimes it depends who else you've got in front of you, doesn't it? You can be a talented player, but if the first team has a star in that position,
I think that's around that time we were promoted, and then he moved on to Accrington, and then found his way back, obviously, at a really good level.
Really did well at Rotherham, didn't he? Got the move to Middlesbrough. I remember seeing him score a winning goal for Borough at Carrow Road a few seasons ago, and he's got one today as well for Hull. Sorensen, that's a nice pass towards the right-hand side. Norwich have got Fisher in a bit of space, floats it forward early towards the left-hand side. Mahovo on the attack. He'll do well to keep this in by the corner flag. He has done. He's done really well in the corner quadrant, and he gets tackled, and Norwich at least getting a throw in. It's level with the Hull penalty area. The intent now a little bit better from Norwich City, even if the execution isn't quite there. Thrown from Mahovo, looking to get Sainz in, but Alzate spotted it and intercepted. Coyle, in trying to dribble it away, has given the ball away to Jacob Wright. Central position, no pressure on him in the short term, and then it's a poor pass. Looking for Jurasek on the right-hand side, doesn't find him. Sargent has to chase it out there, and McLaughlin will clear. And up towards the halfway line it goes. Duffy with a nice touch back for Norwich City. Can they get themselves on the front foot here in search of an equaliser? Sorensen through the midfield. Been allowed to run a long way with it, not with any great purpose. He's gone short to right. Now Fisher to Jurasek on this right-hand side. Can the check deliver here? Curls the cross into the penalty area. Decent one, headed away by Alfie Jones. That's the sort of delivery from the right-hand side that Norwich have lacked this season. It was well dealt, defended by Jones, but I'm sure Josh Sargent won't mind a few more crosses like that coming into the box. Slimani now for Norwich City. Norwich not really threatening, just an effort from Jacob Wright from the edge of the penalty area that went wide of the post. Duffy coming forward. Surging run from Duffy. He's clipped. And Norwich win a free kick halfway inside the Hull half. 1-0 to Hull. Say it quietly, but it's just getting a bit better for Norwich now, isn't it?
Yeah, I think Hull were definitely started the half a lot better. Norwich are trying and probing a little bit. That, you are right though, Chris, that final ball or the final pass still needs to be a little bit better.
You've got someone like Josh Sargent up there. 8 goals this season with all his injury problems. His championship record, 84 appearances, 37 goals. If Norwich can work him an opening for him,
yeah, he's going to score.
Yeah, then his form recently, 4 in his last 4, suggests he will score, but he's got to have the chances. Half an hour gone here, he hasn't had one yet. Norwich are 1-0 down against Hull. They've got a free kick halfway inside the Hull half towards the right-hand side. Right. And Sorensen's, it's not Sorensen actually, it's Jurasek standing over it. It will be Jacob Wright though, he'll put the ball into the penalty area. Not a bad delivery. Duffy's header wide of the post. Norwich getting on the end of a set piece. Duffy looks skywards in frustration.
It's an excellent ball from Wright. We're just behind the header, and I think he should do better. I think he thinks he should do better as well.
His reaction said it all, didn't it?
Yeah, you could see his reaction. It's an excellent ball. He times his run perfectly, and he should score.
Yeah, he timed his run beyond the Hull defence. And we know when we've spoken to Duffy on BBC Radio Norfolk, he does fancy himself as a bit of a goal-scoring centre-back. He's got 2 this season, but he's always a player who feels he should get more, and it may need a bit of that from Norwich in this game. They're a goal down. They're not really creating much in open play, are they? Yeah,
and I think good teams do that, don't they? They find goals from set pieces or something different, and it looks like Norwich will have to do that today.
Hull in amber and black stripes, leading by a goal to 0. Norwich in their away strip today. The cream-coloured strip headed on by Crooks towards the halfway line. Joe Pedro making it his, but Slimani does really well to dispossess him, then works it forward towards Jurasek. Quick feet initially from Jurasek, but McLaughlin just comes across, gets his body between Jurasek and the ball, and Hull have got it back. That's Jurasek starting for the first time for Norwich City this afternoon. We've seen one decent cross from him, but not much else yet. Norwich haven't really got their attacking players involved enough. Sargent, who's come deep. That's nice from Wright. He's found Slimani, who works it to the left-hand side. Mahovo coming forward. Back to Slimani, weighing up his options. Goes for a high chipped ball into the penalty area. It should be dealt with by Hull, and is. Fisher sees a chance to try and keep it high up the pitch, but Barry's taking it past him effortlessly there, and needs Jacob Wright to cover really well and prevent the Hull break. It was a little too easy there, wasn't it, for Barry to come back and take Kellen Fisher out of the game.
Yeah, Wright recovered well. He covered his fullback. He got the timing a little bit wrong there, Fisher.
Kellen Fisher's been a regular for Norwich this season, only 20. He started 24 of the 33 league games, including today. Sargent holding the ball up well on halfway. Plays it to Jacob Wright, who feeds it first time out towards the right-hand side, and Fisher. Norwich's attacking players seeing a bit more of the ball now. Fisher coming forward from right back. He's got Jurasek outside him, level with the penalty area. Jurasek delivers another cross, almost with his wrong foot. This one's headed away. Jurasek, though, works hard to win it back for Norwich City. Sorensen comes forward, plays it into the penalty area, but with no great conviction. And it's cleared by Gelhardt. Norwich, without threatening yet, are beginning to build up a little bit of pressure, though. A bit of a head of steam as they look for an equaliser. Jurasek playing it short to Sorensen. Now Duffy strokes it towards the left-hand side. And Mahova, the Hull fans, I think, have sensed that their team may need them at the moment, because Norwich are enjoying what's been their best spell, although the bar is pretty low. Cleared by Hull up towards the halfway line. Lovely touch from Doyle into the feet of Sorensen in the midfield. Now it's Jacob Wright. He's got a man over on the right-hand side. He's given it to Jurasek, who now does find Fisher on the overlap. Right wing, level with the penalty area. Can he dig out the cross here? He's getting stuck under his feet there, Fisher, and that lets Hull off the hook. And that's frustrating. Fisher got in a great position, and he was already thinking about what he was going to do with it before he had it under control, and they've seen them off.
Yeah, real shame, because Norwich just started to dominate. Like you said, the whole crowd were getting a bit restless, and Jurasek, I think they need to feed the ball more to him. Every time he gets the ball, it's with purpose. He passes forward, he looks to try and create something, so they need to get the ball to him more.
Fascinating that we saw him on Tuesday night when he came on against Preston, Jurasek, and he got away on the right-hand side, but he's so one-footed, he's so left-footed that he put one cross in with the outside of his left foot from the right-hand side. And it's the same today, isn't it?
Yeah. He's got that, the Chrissy Waddle cross, is it?
Well, if he can live up to that, then we'll take it. Norwich will need something like that. They're 1-0 down here to those just joining us on BBC Radio Norfolk. Hull in front, have been since the 14th minute. Man City 3, Newcastle 0. Omar Marmoush just scored a hat-trick inside the first half.
Wow.
So Manchester City in the Premier League. We will keep you up to date with that, of course, through the programme on BBC Radio Norfolk. And it's Millwall 1, West Brom 0 as well, as the ball is headed forward by Crooks, or Slater I should say, for Hull. Norwich have swept it up. Doyle gets it back to Gunn. Gunn clips it out to Mahovo on the left-hand side. Played forward by Mahovo, but he doesn't find a teammate. And Hull are given an easy possession inside their own half, or into the Norwich half, I should say. Hull lead 1-0. Here's Slater through the midfield, former Sheffield United player Regan Slater. He's featured in all of their league matches so far this season. McLaughlin onto the left-hand side. Louis Barry trying to bring it under control. Good block by Jacob Wright. Norwich get possession back, but then they instantly lose it. But Wright's there to break it up and win play back. Quick feet from Fisher to Wright. Now Norwich get the ball back with Shane Duffy, deep inside his own half. Hull had a really bright start to this game. They've noticeably retreated, though, over the last 5 minutes, and it's just allowing Norwich a bit more midfield control. Can they make the most of it? It's Mahovo to Jacob Wright. Nice pass from Jacob Wright, out to the right wing. Jurasek now, up against McLaughlin, runs into the penalty area. Great run from Jurasek, gets to the byline. Oh, he puts it right through the 6-yard box, and no one's there. Everybody had gone towards the near post. Jurasek played a lovely ball along the ground, asking to be put away. Nobody got on the end of it.
Yeah, it's excellent play. Again, they feed the ball out to him on the right-hand side. It dribbles at the full-back, goes back past him with ease, cuts it back, but nobody's there. It could have been a tap-in for someone.
It's almost, Norwich just not used to having that sort of option on the right-hand side. They almost didn't expect the ball to come in, but we've seen that in Jurasek's 2 performances for Norwich so far. He did that on Tuesday night as well, a ball right through the 6-yard box, and Josh Sargent must be cursing his luck there. He didn't make the right run, but that would have been a tap-in and an equaliser for Norwich City. But bit of hope there. Jurasek does look like a player, does look like an option for Norwich City in the attack. They need someone to fire. They're a goal down. Sorensen heads the ball on. It's been Norwich's best spell. Sainz tussling for it. Mahovo hoping that ball will bounce out of play. It does. It gets a good shove in the back from the experienced João Pedro in the process. Mahovo takes the throw in. It's in Norwich's interest to keep the tempo up at the minute, isn't it? Because they are playing better now than at any point in this first half.
Yeah, I think there's something in the game for them. There's definitely, if they can get the ball wide to the 2 players, Sainz and Jurasek, but it's against the ball as well.
Doyle plays one forward, and Sainz has made a run in behind the Hull defence. Sainz doesn't get hold of the shot at all from the angle on the left-hand side. The ball was running away from him. It was really difficult. He had a defender breathing down his neck, but he really just poked it back to the goalkeeper rather than look like he was going to beat him.
Yeah, he's unlucky. I don't think the ball settles for him. It's an excellent ball from the back, and Sainz just runs clear through with his speed, and he just doesn't quite get hold of the ball. I don't think it quite settles for him. But
just in the last couple of minutes, I know Norwich are still 1-0 down, but we've had Jurasek fire one through the 6-yard box, and Sainz there got in behind the Hull defence from one long pass from Doyle. There's hope for Norwich City, but they are behind at the moment. Long direct ball from Hull now, and Louis Barry is flagged offside.
Yes, a good spell for Norwich. They're definitely on top. There's something in the game for them. They have to be better against the ball, though. In the little duels, winning the ball, and there'll be something in the game for them.
Yeah, maybe a little bit too easy to play against at times in this game, Norwich City, but 1-0 down. Signs they're getting to grips with their task a bit more now after a really poor start to the game. Here's Jacob Wright in midfield. Finds his fellow Manchester City loanee Doyle on halfway. Doyle's got a good range of passing. Picks out Slimani. Back again to Doyle on halfway. Doyle gives it to Sorensen. Sorensen onto Wright for Norwich City. Nice pass towards the right-hand side, and Fisher. Jurisic wanted it into the channel. Instead, it's come back in field to Jacob Wright. His passes are finding their target a little more regularly now, pleasingly, for Johannes Sof-Torup. Doyle coming forward for Norwich. Angles the pass towards Mahovo on the left-hand side, but doesn't find him. And Louis Coyle seen it behind for a goal kick. Fulham 1, Nottingham Forest 1 in the Premier League. Another Premier League goal for Chris Wood. Hull 1, Norwich 0. 6 minutes to go to half-time. It did feel for much of this first half as if it was going to be a bit of a half-time riot act needed by Johannes Sof-Torup. Maybe, I mean, they're still losing, but maybe a bit more encouragement for him now.
I think they'll be really encouraged from the last 10 minutes that if they can get the ball to the wide areas, if they can move it quickly to the two wide players for Norwich, they'll definitely create some goals.
But they need to get an opportunity, Norwich. That's poor from Hull. Fisher's seen an opportunity to steal a loose ball on the right-hand side. Wright is out there alongside him. Nice turn from Jacob Wright on the right for Norwich City. Sorensen behind him. Norwich have moved it all the way back to the halfway line. Central position. Doyle now has it. He comes forward. The Norwich City centre-back plays one towards the penalty area. Sargent makes a run, tries to control in the penalty area. It runs away from him, but will sit up for Mahovo to cross from the left-hand side towards the edge of the box. Jacob Wright heads it towards the penalty area. Difficult one for him, and Hull have cleared. Wright has to chase it back now towards halfway to prevent the Hull break, and he does well. Jacob Wright, one of those who had a shaky start to the game, but I think he's getting to grips with it a bit now. Simple pass play back to Duffy. Here's Doyle, again bringing the ball forward. Doyle this time has picked out Mahovo on the left-hand side. Level with the penalty area, delivers a high ball towards the far post. Too high for Jurisic, but he's making use of himself, Jurisic, and he's won it back on the left-hand side after a poor header from McLaughlin defensively. Now Wright sets up Jurisic, crossing opportunity on the right-hand side, brings it slightly deeper, now cuts in, now does deliver into the box. It's a really poor cross though from Jurisic, and behind for a goal kick. Norwich not getting the final ball right, but they are beginning to ask some questions of this Hull defence. 1-0.
Yeah, really good play again from Norwich. Jurisic cuts in on that left foot. He's playing on the right, but cuts always in on his left foot. Doesn't quite find the run of Slimani there. Unlucky.
Hasn't played much football recently. 19 minutes on Tuesday for Jurisic because he was signed in January and they couldn't get a work permit for him initially. Hadn't played since the 15th of December before that, and his last goal back in October against Dukla Prague in the Czech League.
It looks the real bright spot, doesn't he, in this half, definitely for the attacking.
Looks to find that. Mention of Dukla Prague, one for any half-man, half-biscuit fans listening to us today. It's 1-0 to Hull. Sainz loses possession of the ball and Sargent goes in. Yeah, all I want for Christmas is a Dukla Prague away shirt, is a song by Half-Man, Half-Biscuit. Not one we play on radio very often. I don't know if it's in your record collection.
No, it's not in mine. That's a new one.
Well, maybe...
I'll have a little research of that.
Maybe Mate Jurisic could get you on. 1-0. Hull lead against Norwich City. We've got 4 minutes to go to half-time. That was a push by Doyle on Joe Pedro. He's a little fortunate that it wasn't spotted. Now there's been a bit of action at Villa Park to tell you about in the Premier League. Aston Villa 0, Ipswich Town 0, but Ipswich are down to 10. Axel Tuanzebe, the defender, I think had a spell with Villa earlier in his career. He's been sent off. Here's Mahovo into the halfway line now, and Doyle. Norwich really are dominating the ball now. Duffy plays the ball nicely into the channel on the right-hand side. Cross comes in from Norwich City. McLaughlin cuts it out. It's a poor delivery again from Fisher, who's now got his head in his hands because Norwich have had to work hard to get players into crossing positions, and it was not well executed.
Yeah, that's the challenge, isn't it, in those attacking areas, producing that real quality.
Jurisic holding on to possession inside the Hull half. Now it goes back towards the halfway line. Hull have really retreated after a flying start to the game, but they've got a lead to protect. That's the thing. Here's Duffy for Norwich City, invited to carry it forward. Again gets that ball to the right-hand side and picks out Fisher. Can he get the cross right this time? This one's high towards the centre of the goal, and it's easy for Panda to come and get. This is so frustrating. Norwich are now working this Hull defence. They're getting the ball in some lovely positions, but the crosses, the deliveries into the penalty area are lacking.
Yeah, it must be frustrating for the head coach because you can see the the way they're playing, what Norwich are trying to do. They're getting into those areas all the time. 2 over it crosses just before half-time. You're thinking, really, really challenge Hull to defend.
Yeah, they've been let off the hook too often. Norwich are getting good territory and good position, but they're not really turning that into chances at the moment. Jacob Wright hits one forward on the right-hand side. It might land into the path of Jurasek here. No, McLaughlin, the defender, judged it perfectly and takes it away from Jurasek, the Irish defender. And Jurasek then catches McLaughlin, who stays down. Sean McLaughlin, who's played in European football for Cork City earlier on in his career, gets a free kick. I think Jurasek was thinking, look, I've made this run. If I'm not going to get the ball, I'm going to make some sort of mark on the game, and he's given away a free kick.
Yeah, I think you can see what the talk is going to be at half-time. It's, get the ball to the wide players, pass forward, be a little bit more aggressive in terms of when we don't have the ball. And I do generally think there's something in this game for Norwich. Yeah,
it's not been without hope, has it? But it was a really poor start from them, and Matt Crooks swept Hull into an early-ish lead. Middlesbrough 0, Watford 1. It's a bit of a surprising scoreline, really. Having seen Watford lose against Norwich City recently. Slimani gives the ball away in the midfield. Hull have it. Wright's trying to help him out and retrieving possession, but Alzati is so hard to shake off the ball. But Norwich have shaken him off the ball, and it's good hard work from Sainz on the left-hand side, forward to Slimani. Nice touch onto Jacob Wright, back towards Slimani on the edge of the penalty area. Really good defending from Hull to clear it away. Norwich come again, there's space for Doyle to run into. Plays it early into the penalty area, headed up and away by Jones. Sorensen tries to return it with the header. Doyle's even further forward now, 25 yards from goal. He's found Slimani, left corner of the box. He turns it in towards the far post. Oh, Jurasek misses it at the far post, and it should be cleared by Barry, and is. But we're now seeing some desperate clearances from Hull, and Norwich City are asking questions. Half-time, I think, can't come soon enough for Hull. They still lead 1-0. We've got a minute of stoppage time. We're into that now. Can Norwich carve out an opportunity to really change the mood at half-time? A goal down, Norwich City. Here's Doyle. So much of what Norwich does seems to go through him in an attacking sense, and yet he's a centre-back. Mahovo. Oh, mistake there by Sorensen on halfway. Duffy sweeps it up. Norwich have still got an opportunity perhaps before half-time. Here's Jacob Wright. Up towards Jurasek, who's come in field. Rolls it into the penalty area. Sargent to the right of goal. Cuts it back. Oh, it's really good defending. Really good defending from McLaughlin, because you could see Sainz was almost pulling his leg back to take a shot. It was running into his path, and the defender intercepted.
Yeah, it's excellent play. Jurasek just comes inside this time and receives sort of in the number 10. Slips Sargent in, he cuts it, but I think it takes a deflection because it's going straight to the Norwich player. But yeah, you call it good defending in the end. Great play from Norwich.
Defender in the right place. Bouncing kick out from the goalkeeper for Hull, collected by Norwich in midfield, but Slimani doesn't hold it, and Hull have got it back. And here's Gelhardt, who was brilliant at the start of this game, and that is half-time. And Hull go off at half-time leading by 1-0. And really, that was a half of two halves for Norwich City, because in the first part of it, first half an hour really, they were all over the shop. Hull had plenty of opportunities. Joe Gelhardt with a shot that Gunn saved, and in the end it was Gelhardt who was really causing problems on the right-hand side, who whipped across in, and Matt Crooks turned it in. 14 minutes gone, 1-0 to Hull. They deserved it. Norwich, though, have come back into it more and more as the half have gone on. And while Rob was talking there, all the players were coming back out of the tunnel down below us, and I don't think there's been any changes. So Yanisov Torup clearly believes that the 11 he picked at the start of this game can get them back into it. Managers can make 5 changes these days, Lee. It's quite easy to make a change at half-time if you're not happy. Are you surprised he hasn't?
Not with the way the team finished. I think as a manager you come in and be really, really happy with the final 10 minutes. Obviously some adjustments they needed to make. But yeah, you'd be really positive going out from the end of the first half.
Back underway in the second half. Great chorus of on-the-ball City coming out from the far corner of the ground. Norwich need to play still better. They need to improve still further. They're a goal down. Matt Crooks scoring for Hull inside 14 minutes. Still 1-0 to Hull, as Jacob Wright is fouled there in possession. Norwich still have Gunn in goal, Fisher, Duffy, Doyle and Mahovo at the back. Wright, Sorensen and Slimani in midfield. Jurasek and Sainz wide. Sargent up front. Give you the Hull team in a moment. Hull leading by 1-0. Norwich in possession inside their own half here with Callum Doyle. Here's Shane Duffy. Hull are dropping off actually here and allowing Norwich to have possession. Be interesting to see how Hull approach this second half, because early on when they took the game to Norwich, they gave the Canaries plenty of issues, but now they've got the lead. Will they decide that holding on to it is more important? Doyle plays it forward to Sainz. Got a squirrel on the pitch. Well spotted, Lee Bromby. He's pointed. We've got a squirrel running along the right touchline as Norwich attack. He's not far away from the ball. Never seen this before. Here's Jurasek. He's got a bit of pace, that squirrel. Borja Sainz is right alongside him, and he's played the ball to Fisher on the right-hand side. Fisher delivers. Sargent's header! 1-1! Fisher's cross into the near post. Sargent makes it his at the near post, and he turns it in for an equaliser for Norwich City. Best opportunity. They finally got one of the crosses right. Sargent heads it in, and Norwich have managed to squirrel an equaliser. Hull 1, Norwich 1.
Excellent, Chris. Unbelievable goal. Excellent play. Great start from Norwich. Down the Norwich right-hand side, similar to the Hull goal. Unbelievable cross and a great finish from Sargent.
It was a Fisher cross, wasn't it? And we were saying in the first half, a couple of the crosses that were put in by Jurasek, we were saying Sargent would love to be in the end of those.
Yeah, that's exactly what we were asking for in the first half. They delivered this time, and what a goal. Great start for Norwich.
1-1. Now, Rob Butler, at the start, because he had to be on the air at half-time, he set off to the loo.
He's missed a squirrel.
Well, when he comes back, we're going to have to tell him there's been an equaliser and a squirrel. Do you think he'll believe us on either count? We'll see. Hull 1, Norwich 1. What about that? Squirrel on the pitch. He's the lucky squirrel. Where's he gone now? Norwich, so bizarre. All the fans are watching the squirrel, weren't they?
The goal went in.
On the right-hand side, and the ball went into the net. Right, here's Fisher for Norwich City on the right-hand side. Listen to the MKM Stadium now, how the mood has changed at the start of the second half. Yanisov Torp left the same players on, left his full-backs on, despite their struggles in the first half, and one of them, Fisher, has crossed for Sargent to head the ball in. It's gone back to the goalkeeper, Panda, for Hull. And now Egan started the season with Burnley, so he's clearly a centre-back who knows his way around a few clean sheets, but not today. Sargent has snuck in and scored his 9th of the season. Norwich have their tails up now. Ball towards the edge of the penalty area, and it's been cleared away. And it is a throw-in for Norwich City on the left-hand side. Right, here's Slimani. Slimani plays the ball back towards the halfway line. Shane Duffy. Duffy gives the ball to Jacob Wright. Wright will now find Fisher on the right-hand side. Fisher plays the ball up towards the edge of the penalty area, cut out by Hull. They've got it up towards the halfway line now in João Pedro. It's well and truly game on. Good tackle by Raw. I thought good tackle by Wright. Foul's been given. I thought he took the ball there.
Yes, good tackle, but much better intent without the ball. Wright getting up to it, trying to win the ball back, gives the free kick away, but much better.
Right, Rob Butler's just sat down. I'll have to tell him those 2 bits of news, won't I, in a moment. We'll watch his face, because Rob, did you see the goal? Nod or shake? He know what happened. Okay, I don't think you do know everything that happened. I don't think you know everything that happened. I'll come back to you in a minute, because Hull are in possession. He says he knows what happened. He saw a replay of the goal, I think, with Sargent heading it in from Fisher's cross. Alzate from deep plays the ball up towards the edge of the penalty area. It's been cleared. Bounces. Sorensen tries to get on it for Norwich City and doesn't manage, and it's Hull in their amber and black stripes coming through the middle. It's cut out by Duffy, but there's a foul by Wright, and play goes back to a free kick. Now, what you missed, Rob, tell Rob now. Sorry, Lee, just cut you out for a moment.
It's all right.
As Norwich were building up for the goal, there was a squirrel on the pitch. A squirrel on the pitch. You missed a squirrel. Norwich's lucky squirrel. And he was on the pitch as Norwich City found an equaliser. But now they've got to make sure that isn't all for nothing, because they've got a free kick to defend, which Regan Slater is going to take for Hull. Hull have got Panda in goal, Coyle, Egan, Jones and McLaughlin at the back, Alzate and Slater in the centre of midfield, Gelhat and Barry wide, with Crooks, who scored the goal, playing up in support of João Pedro. Free kick halfway inside the Norwich half. Opportunity for Hull to try and retake the lead. Slater plays it short. Norwich have got everyone back in their penalty area. Coyle floats it into the box. Fisher gets his head to it and probably could have left that, but it's a corner. But I suppose he wasn't to know, was he?
Yeah, he should have left it. I think he just loses where he is, or his man where his position is. But yeah, corner to Hull.
1-1. Norwich now have some defending to do. Sargent's header getting Norwich back on terms. That's 5 goals in 5 games since he returned to the Norwich City starting lineup. But now there's some defending to do for Norwich City. Corner from the left-hand side with the right foot for Hull. Barry is going to take it. Delivers into the penalty area now. Really good one towards the far post. It floats in the air in teasing fashion, and Slimani has to head it away. Not sure how windy it is down there, but that seemed to hang in the air at the far post, that corner.
He dealt with the header really well.
Really good delivery from Louis Barry. 1-1. Here's Coyle on the right-hand side. The Hull skipper. Back it goes towards the halfway line for Hull, who have only won at home twice this season. That's a poor pass, and Sainz very nearly steals it on halfway. But Alfie Jones dives in and takes the ball. If Sainz had got there first, he would only have just been inside the Hull half, but he would have been in the middle of the pitch and would have had a clear run on goal.
Clean in, yeah. He's unlucky. It's a really good tackle in the end from the Hull defender, or else he's clean in.
They needed him there, Alfie Jones. A couple of goals for Hull in his career, but defensively there he was needed. Norwich have really changed the mood here with that early equaliser at the start of the second half. They've gone direct, and this time they have got Sainz involved on the edge of the penalty area. He just gets tackled again, and it goes out of play for a throw into Norwich City, but he applauds the intent. Norwich really playing with more tempo at the start of this second half. I'm sure when you get a goal, that does help you. The adrenaline courses through your veins, doesn't it? Here comes Doyle, and on the left-hand side, Mahovo's available. He's going to put a cross into the penalty area, not far away from Sargent. The crosses from the Norwich fullbacks have improved markedly in the second half. Now Wright puts one in from the corner of the penalty area, and it's easily cleared by Hull. Well, we've seen Fisher set up a goal, and Mahovo with a wonderful ball in there.
Yeah, it's the total opposite to the first half. It's an excellent start. Norwich look a real threat going forward. Some great balls into the box.
Here comes Kellen Fisher, an assist already. Reverse pass to Sainz from the byline, but it was just overhit really by Fisher. Didn't get the pass right this time, and it's gone behind for a goal kick. But I suppose that's the thing, isn't it? You mentioned at half-time we were wondering about changes. Actually, you said no, because Norwich were playing well at the end of that first half, and if they keep doing what they're doing, something will happen. And actually, that is what happened at the start of the second half.
Yeah, and I think they're the decisions out there. The head coach, they've got to get those decisions right and understand those moments. But I did feel there was something in the game for Norwich, definitely. And
it's 1-1. You'll be pleased to know, Lee, the TV cameras in the build-up to the goal, Rob's found a replay now, did catch the squirrel on the camera. So there's, if ever anyone thinks we've sat out in the cold for too long and gone mad, it's a good spot by you. The MKM Stadium is right next to a municipal park, isn't it, in Hull? So somebody must have fancied venturing a little bit further to try and increase the winter nut supply, and ended up on the touchline at the ground. Free kick for Hull on halfway. 1-1 the score on BBC Radio Norfolk. Sargent's equaliser, lovely header from the near post. It's the sort of service that has been conspicuous by his absence in the last couple of games for Norwich City, but when he gets it, he thrives on it. Fisher on halfway, picking up a poor pass from Hull. You can understand if Hull do get a bit jittery, struggling towards the bottom of the Championship, and just 12 points at home this season. It's by far the worst, the next worst team in terms of home points. Hull have got 12, Stoke 19. So it's by some distance the worst home record in the Championship. Wright finding Fisher on the right-hand side. Fisher finds himself up against two Hull players and loses the ball, but he works hard to win it back here, Callum Fisher. Norwich all in his cream third kit today. Fisher was fouled. Johannes Torp wants a free kick. Referee plays advantage. Sorensen doesn't take advantage. It's a poor diagonal ball forward, easily cut out by Hull. And here's their goal scorer, Crooks, on halfway. Sargent comes to meet him. Crooks, though, is able to hold him off. Finds Slater in the centre circle. Now back to Stephen Alzate, former Brighton player. Once got a Premier League winner at Anfield for Brighton. Gets the ball out towards Gelhardt, who was excellent in the first part of the game. Gelhardt to Crooks. Play back into the midfield now. Hull have found some room here from McLaughlin to come forward from left back. He's 25 yards from goal. He's going to hit one. It's deflected wide by a diving Jacob Wright. And Hull have another corner, 1-1. Could be quite open now, this, couldn't it?
Yeah, I think that suits Norwich, though. I think if the game becomes open, particularly with the attacking players that Norwich have on the pitch now, it'll definitely suit them.
1-1 on BBC Radio Norfolk. Norwich have to defend a corner from the left-hand side. Last corner was really well taken by Louis Barry. It hung up at the far post and Slimani had to head it away. Let's see whether we can do the same here. There's another delivery again towards the edge of the towards the edge of the 6-yard box, headed away as far as Gelhardt. Sainz gets the challenge in. Gelhardt still manages to get into the box. There's an attempted clearance from Duffy. Doesn't really make any contact with it. Norwich have smuggled it out of the penalty area, but Hull have it again here with Slater. Back to the halfway line and Coyle in a central position. Norwich didn't really ever look fully in control there, but they did get the ball away. Hull come again. High looper towards the penalty area. Fisher repels it. Back they come again, Hull City on the left-hand side. Gelhardt turns it forward quickly. Cleared away by Norwich City. Up towards halfway. Hull win it. Here's Slater. Just the last couple of minutes, Hull have Starting to be first to everything again. That's a good tackle from Duffy to break up the attack. And now Norwich on the counter. Sargent picks it up in the centre circle and goes on a surging run forward. It's terrific from Sargent. Up towards the edge of the Hull penalty area. Needs some help here, Sargent. In the end, he's got too many defenders to take on, and they get the ball away from him. But it's good direct forward play in the first instance from Sargent. Oh, now ball played forward there by Hull. Crooks goes past Duffy, gets fouled by Callum Doyle. And here comes, I think, Callum Doyle's 10th booking of the season. You can see he's frustrated. He swings his arm around in frustration. That is a booking, the first of the game for Callum Doyle. It is his 10th booking of the season. So the selection headaches for Johannes Torup go on. For Norwich's next 2 games, Doyle will be suspended.
Yeah, that would be a big miss.
There's all sorts of... sorry, Lee, I don't know if how prolific you are on social media, but there are lots of squirrel memes now amongst Norwich City supporters. Nice one, squirrel, nice one, son, says Norfolk Mustard. Very good. Sorry, I interrupted probably quite a pertinent point.
That's miles more interesting.
1-1. Here come Hull on the right-hand side. Gelhardt, it's a really good run. In the end, runs into Sorensen. The ball runs away for a goal kick. Hull feel they should have had a corner. Must have rebounded back off Gelhardt. He can't believe it. But a goal kick.
There are some great examples of social media being used well.
Is that one
squirrel?
Of them?
That is one of them, I think.
Okay, well, I think there might be a bit of Canary Call might have to be called Squirrel Call today if Norwich go on to get something out of this game. Someone says we need to get Squirrel Regis on the pitch. Dear oh dear. You can see where
you got one in. You got one in on the actual commentary. Yeah. I'm going to have to listen to that back.
Well, let's hope there's more. Where is he? We need to get him back out there. The Squirrel. He helped Norwich to a goal, didn't he? 1-1 it is. Norwich in possession. Clipped forward by Duffy. Not a bad pass. Jurasek latches onto it on the right wing. Turns past one defender. Takes on a second, but loses possession. And Jones will play it back into his own penalty area, and Slater, who should clear for Hull, floats it towards the halfway line. Duffy, dominant header from him. Slimani then steals it inside Hull territory, finds Jacob Wright. Positive run from him. Sainz lays it off for Sargent on the edge of the penalty area. Sargent gets the shot away, but he's being closed down. He wants a foul. It's going to be a goal kick. Now, earlier on in that move, in the midfield melee, João Pedro went down for Hull. He may need some treatment, and he may be coming off because Hull have got a striker in Mason Burstow ready to come on. 1-1. In fact, it's the number 22 that's gone up. So Louis Barry is coming off, which I think a few of the Hull fans around us are a little bit surprised by, because Barry, in that wide possession, was causing Norwich a few issues in the first half. He's gone off, though. And Mason Burstow comes on, the 21-year-old, who was signed from Chelsea in the summer. He was on loan last season to Sunderland. Scored 1 goal in 20 appearances. On he comes. Don't think Norwich will be too sorry to see Louis Barry going off, will they?
No, but I think they had to do something, Hull. I think they had to make a change because Norwich had the dominant team really on top.
Burstow goes and will play on the left-hand side, so it looks like a straight swap for now. Nearly an hour gone. This is where you do start to look at the dugout down below and see whether Norwich might make changes. Hull on the attack, right-hand side. It's a really good ball as well, and Mahovo tries to cut it out but can't. The cross comes in from Coyle, and Norwich clear it away. Coyle gets a touch, and it goes out of play for a throw-in. I think João Pedro really is struggling up there. Big striker, target man. 1 cap for Italy a few years ago during his time with Cagliari. He's finding it going a little bit tough in this second half, and Norwich have got a throw in their left-back position. 1-1, evenly poised at the MKM Stadium on BBC Radio Norfolk. Jacob Wright gets it to Mahovo, who plays it up towards the halfway line. Jurasek doesn't gather it. It's all a little bit ragged out there at the moment. Norwich now have possession, though, and Fisher will set off forward on the right wing, and he's played it into the channel for Jurasek to latch onto. Level with the Hull penalty area, takes on McLaughlin, the fullback, beats him initially, then has to use, Fisher. But it's a poor pass back to Fisher, he can't control, and it goes through to the goalkeeper. Once again, that was the pattern of the first half, really. Norwich working the ball in some great positions and then not finishing it off.
Yeah, he's unlucky. I think now they're on top, Norwich, they really have to step up. Jurasek definitely got the beating of the fullback, and they just need to get the ball to him a little bit more. The
ball's back with the goalkeeper, Panda, for Hull, and under pressure from Sainz, he plays it out. Norwich are really pressing and making it difficult for Hull to get out. Slater, though, with a really nice pass towards the right-hand side. Coyle trying to get onto the front foot, plays it into the centre circle. Fisher effortlessly intercepts. Ipswich down to 10 men at Villa Park in the Premier League, but they've gone a goal up. Liam Delap, who was part of the Hull team last season, the Hull squad that got so close to the playoffs, he's given Ipswich a surprise lead at Villa Park. Ipswich with 10 men. Keep you up to date with goals as they go in this afternoon. Doyle picks out Mahovo on the left-hand side. Slimani through the midfield for Norwich City. Sargent holds on to it. Then under pressure has to go to ground and feed it back towards Duffy on halfway. Duffy picks it up in this area of the pitch, sort of on the halfway line towards the Norwich's right-hand side, where the ball, the pitch is really cutting up quite badly. And that's where it is at the moment with Shane Duffy. Gives the ball to Doyle, who Norwich will have to make do without for the next 2 games. It's a good pass from Doyle to Mahovo. Mahovo gets goal side of his man, Gelhardt, and wins a free kick as well, over on the left-hand side.
Yeah, his distribution is excellent from the back. It really sets Norwich up, doesn't it, to attack.
It's going to be a big loss, actually, Callum Doyle, the next couple of games. They've got Jose Cordoba on the bench, who can play left-sided centre-back, so I'm sure will
he's a really good
in.
player, yeah.
And he is a good player, but when he's played, actually, that's released Doyle to go to left-back, and he's had a pretty decent season when he's played there too.
Yeah.
But his run of playing and starting every league game this season for Norwich City is going to come to an end next Saturday.
You could see he was frustrated because I think Duff actually caused the foul, so I think he was a bit frustrated with Duff at why he got booked.
Free kick for Norwich out on the left wing. Jurasek hits it high into the penalty area. Too easy for Panda to come and get. Goal in the Championship. Blackburn 1, Plymouth 0. It's Adam Forshaw, former Norwich City midfielder, who left Norwich to go and play for Plymouth, and now he's scored against Argyle. 1-1 on BBC Radio Norfolk. Slater hits a diagonal ball up towards Burstow, who's just come on as a substitute and is in the penalty area and gets the shot across the face of goal and wide. Didn't really have much help. Burstow's gone to the right, Gelhardt has come to the left. I don't know whether that was just as a result of defending that corner or that free kick.
So, yeah,
or
they look like they're trying to swap, yeah, but it's the same thing again. I think Mahovo, definitely with those diagonal balls, he's got to work that out somehow, that people don't target that, because he gets straight in again, and it's an issue for Norwich.
Just seen Cordoba has been set to warm up by Norwich City. Hasn't played a lot of football recently. I wonder whether Johannes Torp might just want to get him on the pitch, because he's going to need him next week. Sainz is going to run forward on the right-hand side, chasing a loose ball. Jones is the defender, his favourite to get there. Plays it to his goalkeeper Panda, who plays a really audacious chip back to Jones and gets away with it. And here's McLaughlin, the left-back, who plays it low towards halfway. João Pedro lays it off to Gelhardt, who's still on the left-hand side. Gelhardt switches the play towards the right, and here's Coyle, at the full-back for Hull, coming forward. Burstow, the substitute outside him, running diagonally towards the corner of the Norwich penalty area. Slimani back up against him, and Mahovo. It's been played back into the midfield, and Alzate back out to the right-hand side, and Coyle. Norwich getting players back behind the ball, Josh Sargent included. Hull looking to try and retake the lead. Here's Burstow on the right-hand side, testing Slimani, who's done well to go with him. Burstow has to play it back here to Alzate. Quick passes from Hull in the channel on the right-hand side. Is it going to result in a delivery? No. Back towards the halfway line it goes. John Egan into the feet of Slater. Now back to the halfway line again, and Jones. He's got McLaughlin on the left-hand side. McLaughlin to Gelhardt, and a really good start to this game, Joe Gelhardt. And now he's testing Callum Fisher, level with the penalty area, on the left for Hull. Good challenge from Borja Sainz, throw into Hull. Norwich are going to send Lewis Dobbin onto the pitch here. I wonder if that will be Jurasek coming off, who's not done much in this second half. Yeah, that is what happens. Jurasek took Dobbin's place in the team. Again, we've seen flashes, haven't we, from Jurasek of promise, but he's not going to play any further part in this game. And Lewis Dobbin, who had started the last 7 matches for Norwich City before today, comes on. Can Norwich fans be excited about Jurasek?
Yeah, I'd be positive. I think it suits him, that position on the right-hand side, cutting in with his left foot. Showed glimpses of positivity and maybe didn't get enough of the ball today.
Yeah, hasn't played 90 minutes at all this season, Jurasek, so Dobbin comes on with a point to prove. Got to try and get his place back in the team as the winger. Thrown by Hull, 1-1, back towards the halfway line it goes. Here's Alzate in the midfield for Hull City, looking to get them in on the... Oh, it's a rash challenge there made by Mahovo. Came through the back of the Hull player to try and get the ball, and it's a free kick to Hull on the right-hand side. An opportunity to put the Norwich defence under pressure here. Hasn't been much goalmouth action since the Sargent equaliser 2 minutes into the second half, has there? Yeah,
the game's settled down a little bit. I think Norwich need to get that momentum back again, like the start of the second half.
65 minutes gone. Anybody's game. 1-1. On a freezing cold afternoon here on Humberside. Hull have a free kick, right-hand side. Deep inside Norwich territory. Can the team with the worst home record in the Championship get themselves in front for the second time in this game? It's coming in on the right-hand side. High towards the edge of the 6-yard box. I think Doyle got his head on that, and that takes it out of the penalty area. Jones catches up with the ball. Nice reverse pass into the penalty area. McLaughlin steers it across, not cut out properly by Sorensen. Shot comes in from Burstow, blocked eventually. Hull though have it, still on the edge of the penalty area. McLaughlin on the left-hand side, Norwich under pressure. McLaughlin's cross cut out and walloped clear by Sargent, and now 2 Norwich players set off after it against 2 Hull defenders. It's Dobbin and it's Sainz hunting as a pair there and winning a throw in for Norwich City. That takes the pressure off. Hull have just were camped around the Norwich penalty area for a while there, weren't they?
Yeah, I think they're trying to find a different way by going for set pieces, and Norwich deal with it quite well. And the forward players put real pressure on Hull, so then they have to knock it out of play.
1-1. Norwich fans in the corner of the ground here. Just over 22,000 supporters in total inside the MKM Stadium. Looks like a good healthy following of at least 1,500 from Norwich City. They're in the corner of the ground. Angus Gunn is defending in this second half. He's got here the Norwich fans sort of behind him and over his left shoulder. And he's got the ball at his feet now, the Norwich City goalkeeper. Plays it out short to Doyle. And now here's Duffy. Duffy plays it towards the right-hand side and finds Callum Fisher, who's set up the equaliser for Sargent. Well, Fisher caught there, but the referee happy for play to go on, and Jacob Wright will roll it back to Gunn. Hull have dropped off here, allowing Gunn plenty of space to pick the ball up and play it short to Doyle. Slimani now has possession. Here's Sorensen for Norwich City in the midfield, and Duffy puts one up in the air towards halfway. Easy for Hull to get ahead to it, but Norwich have won it straight back here with Slimani. Combative goes through to Fisher on the right hand side, who wins a very cheap free kick there off Mason Burstow. Bit of movement down on the side of the pitch there behind a soft Torrop, and his assistant Glenn Riddersholm deep in conversation. They'll be plotting potentially a change here. Here's Shane Duffy halfway inside his own half. Quarter of this game still to go. Hull City 1, Norwich City 1. Canary call coming up after the game. Maybe renamed Squirrel call for one day only, for reasons that I'll explain in a moment, because Sargent has done really well to knit this attack together. He's found Dobbin sprinting forward on the right-hand side. Dobbin's cross into the penalty area, really well cut out by Louis Coyle, because Sainz was sniffing at the far post. Now Jacob Wright for Norwich City, 25 yards out, needs an option. Plays it to Doyle. Doyle spots Mahobo in space on the left-hand side and finds him. One touch pass to Borja Sainz. Sainz rides one challenge, lays it off to Slimani 25 yards out. Slimani delivers into the penalty area. Fisher arriving, puts it across goal, and there's nobody really going to go on the end of that and behind for a goal kick. That's the sort of move that we haven't seen really enough of from Norwich since they got level.
Yeah, it's unlucky. They need to get back to playing like that. They move the ball really well. Just doesn't come to anything in the end, but yeah, good play again from Norwich.
Sargent's industry is vital. Norwich have won it high up the pitch here, into Dobbin in the penalty area, sets up Jacob Wright. Oh, puts the shot straight at the keeper. Really good opening there for Wright.
Yeah, it's an excellent press. Slimani takes the ball off him, cuts it back for Wright. It's on his left foot. I think he takes it early, straight at the keeper.
Didn't really get enough of it, but I was just talking about how hard Sargent was working just to occupy Hull defenders. How many more minutes can Norwich get out of Josh Sargent? He did play 90 last Saturday, and there's a full week to recover after this game. So you'd like to think that they can leave him out there for as long as possible, because he scored in this game, and he is always Norwich's best chance of a goal.
They need him on the pitch if they're going to get another goal.
Here's McLaughlin now at the other end for Hull, coming forward, left-hand side, crosses. Oh, it takes a deflection. Or maybe it doesn't. Maybe he just shanked it off the outside of his foot and it goes over the top. But Gunn had set himself. He was sort of coming off his line, wasn't he?
Yeah, for the cross. He was definitely trying to cross it. I think it's the pitch. It either takes a bobble and
it
looked like it could have got in at one point.
It is in that rough area of the pitch, isn't it? João Pedro, the striker, is coming off. And Kyle Joseph is going to come on up front here for Hull. Kyle Joseph, a player they got from Blackpool in January. Spent £2.5 million on him. For Wigan and Swansea striker, and he is going to replace João Pedro, who worked very hard and was pretty effective in the first half, but his influence on the game has faded with time, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think they started with unbelievable tempo, Hull, and they've not been able to sustain that throughout the game.
1-1, 20 minutes to go, evenly poised. And Hannes Torrop still talking to his assistant Glenn Riddersholm. Norwich have got 5 substitutes warming up at the moment. I wonder when they will make that second change. Already brought Dobbin on for Jurasek. But Josh Sargent's equaliser at the start of the second half means that it's all square on Humberside. Poor kick out from Gunn, tried to pick up Mahovo. It's ended up fading out of play for a throw in. which Louis Coyle will take from the right-hand side for Hull. Back into his own half. Now is Alfie Jones at the back for Hull, finding McLaughlin on the left-hand side. Norwich fans in really good voice now. On the ball City is all you can hear ringing around this ground. And it comes back to Jones, who's on the edge of his own penalty area. Alfie Jones takes his time, moves it now to McLaughlin on the left-hand side. Back to McLaughlin again. And here's Slater, 10 yards inside his own half. Looks to spread the play with a diagonal pass out towards Gelhardt on the right-hand side. Gelhardt with a chance to get it Mahovo for the first time in a while. Does well, shoots! Just wide. Well, in that first half, Gelhardt really had the beating of Lucien Mahovo. It's the first time we've seen Gelhardt isolate him for a while, and he nearly did to good effect.
Yeah, it's the same theme every time. I don't want to keep picking on maybe one player, but that diagonal ball is such an out for teams. Mahovo just drops off instead of coming onto the ball, defending the diagonal pass. Geldardt's got all the space in the world just to run at him and hits the shot just wide.
1-1, 19 minutes to play.
It's an area he's really going to have to work on, because teams will just start hitting the sort of diagonal ball to try and attack.
And when you consider it's only his 5th senior start, Lucien Mahovo, he started the last 5 games, including today. One of those brought into the team, or at least getting his chance during that last run of injuries. I think you were with us, weren't you?
Yeah, came on at Sheffield.
That's
right, did really well, yeah.
Yeah, Sheffield United and Leeds. And impressed enough during that spell to get a chance to start.
Yeah, he's done really well, yeah.
Jack Stacey's just being called back to the dugout. He's taking his gloves off, so I think Norwich are going to make at least 1 change, maybe 2. There's another sub. I think Sienat's getting ready. But Norwich have some defending to do at the moment on the pitch. Sorensen does that, clears it long. Egan with a high ball up towards the halfway line, and had a play for a throw in. It's I've mentioned a lot on the during the commentary that Hull have got this poor home record, and you can sort of tell, can't you, because the atmosphere in here, it's a bit fretful now.
Yes, you could sense that in the first half. I think the start, fitness wise as well, you're looking at with a new style of play, so they started on the front foot, really energetic, but that's just not been seen since.
Yeah. But they are in the game though. It's 1-1. It's also 1-1 at Villa Park. Ollie Watkins has equalised for Aston Villa against Ipswich in the Premier League. Ipswich down to 10 men, remember. Here's Duffy for Norwich City. Plays a little 1-2 with Doyle. Duffy now angles the ball out towards the right-hand side. Doesn't pick out Borja Sainz. It was an ambitious pass. And now Fisher needs to go back towards his own penalty area here to defend, and wins the throw in there off the substitute Kyle Joseph. Throw in for Norwich City. 1-1, 17 minutes to play. There are changes being plotted down on the side of the pitch for Norwich City to try and get themselves in front for the first time in this game. It's been a quiet second half in terms of goal scoring opportunities, but Stacey and Sienat are both going to come on in a moment. Here's Fisher on the right hand side for Norwich City, just about keeps the ball in play. Infield to Borja Sainz, who tries to turn away from his man, but is tackled. And it's cleared away by Jones. Sorensen with a header for Norwich City, though, to get the ball back into their possession. The team all in these cream third strips today. Wonder where the sergeant's going to come off for Sienats to come on. Duffy picks out Fisher on the right-hand side. Fisher into the channel here for Dobbin. Dobbin tries to take it in his stride, just holds up in the turf, but now he catches up with it. He cuts in from the right wing. Lewis Dobbin for Norwich City. Gives it to Slimani in the D. Laid off to Borja Sainz. Mahovo's arriving. His shot. Oh, it's deflected, and it loops behind, and Norwich had their first corner of the match.
Yeah, really good play, good interaction between the attacking players. It slipped into left-hand side for Norwich, and Mahovo hits the shot, and it's a really good block.
And we've seen the fullbacks have a tough first half for Norwich, but Fisher got an assist in the second half, and I wonder whether Mahovo was going to get his first goal there. Jacob Wright's gone over to take the corner. Loan signing from Manchester City. Norwich's first corner of the match. It's taken them 74 minutes to get. Can they make it count? It's from the left-hand side with the right foot. It's 1-1. Duffy's gone up. Doyle, Sargent, Sainz in the penalty area as well. There's the delivery, whipped in towards the far post. Sorensen arriving, it's blocked. Sainz! Oh, it's blocked again. A melee. It's hit the post from Sainz. Sainz again. This time it goes wide via a deflection, and it's going to be a corner. What happened in there? Sainz hit the post. There was another one blocked, and they could not force it in.
I don't know how it stays out. He ends up. He gets such good contact. I don't know if the keeper blocks it, a defender blocks it. It drops to him again, and then it hits the post.
Norwich's first corner, and they nearly scored from it. Sainz hit the post. Norwich fans sensing something. 15 minutes to go, 1-1. They've got another corner. 15 remaining as Wright takes this corner from the right. Played in towards the edge of the 6-yard box, headed away, but it's going to be picked up by Mahovo on the edge of the penalty area. His shot, good power, but blocked by Burstow, and it goes out of play for a throw-in. Here come the changes for Norwich City then. Fisher, who set up a goal, is going to be replaced by Jack Stacey on the right-hand side, and Josh Sargent is coming off. Well, 75 minutes they've got into Josh Sargent today to get Sienats on. What do you make of this one, Lee? It's a big talking point. Josh Sargent, whose fitness they're trying to manage, he's got a goal, and he's coming off now to be replaced by Ante Sienats. The balancing act between winning this game and having your best opportunity to win this game, but also making sure he doesn't miss a long period.
Yeah, I think with his injury history, I think it's probably the right decision, because we've seen the impact with Norwich without Sargent. So yeah, maybe the risk is too high, but you always want to see him on the pitch, especially like you said, with a clean week next week.
Every fan listening would love him to have stayed out there, and would have probably made a different decision. But it's one to talk about on Canary Call with Rob Butler and Lee Bromby after the game. 1-1, evenly poised. Norwich on the attack. Slimani trying to get forward. It's been clear, but only as far as Mahovo. Turns it inside to Jacob Wright. Now it's Sorensen. Good football from him. Quick feet on the left-hand side. Sorensen coming forward. He's managed to set up Mahovo for a crossing opportunity right through the 6-yard box. Collected by Stacey, though, in the penalty area on the right-hand side. His cross. Goalkeeper punches it away. Norwich laying siege. Sainz with the shot. It's blocked, and it falls to Matt Crooks, who will try to turn defence into attack, but it's a good tackle from Jacob Wright, and Norwich have got it back.
You can't help but think Sargent would be there for that cross.
Well, he wasn't for the one in the first half, was he? It's not the first time Norwich have put one through the 6-yard box. Mistake there by Jacob Wright. And he drags back Regan Slater and will take a yellow card. Sort of experience beyond his years there, Jacob Wright, because he got caught in possession.
It was a good foul.
And then he took a yellow card. I was about to say before that I felt Jacob Wright has really grown into the challenge of this game, because he struggled in the opening 15 minutes, but he's really got to grips with it, hasn't he, since?
Yeah, much better. I think too passive in the first half. Obviously wanted to get on the ball and do the things with the ball, but he's been a lot better without the ball.
Now, fascinating couple of changes coming up from Hull. Abu Kamara is coming on. 2 goals this season since leaving Norwich City. He wanted to leave Norwich. I think Johannes Torup would like to have played him more. He scored the first Norwich goal under Johannes Torup in the League Cup earlier this season. He's going to replace the goal scorer Matt Crooks, and Abu Kamara will be desperate to make an impact. You feel as if in his mind the headlines for this one have been written as he comes on as a substitute here. There's another change as well, with El Zate in the midfield making way for Elliot Matazo. In a different world, in a parallel universe, Abu Kamara stays with Norwich, and they've had all sorts of issues on the right wing this season. He might have ended up playing a lot of football.
Yeah, I think that's the difficult thing as a young player, trying to force your way out or asking for a move. And in football, you just never know. Would it be better at, we spoke about that with Matt Crooks, didn't we, your pathway to a career. It's not linear, it's not always perfect. So
well, he's gone over to the right wing now, has Abu Kamara, to try and test his former team, who just in the last few minutes have been on top. 1-1, headed forward there. Oh, Sienats doesn't chase it, and it's cleared. Sorensen gets to it, and now Norwich have possession. 1-1, 11 minutes to go. Stacey playing it forward, can't pick out Dobbin. It's been cut out, comes to McLaughlin. The Hull left back, puts his foot through it, floats it forward, Duffy across to deal with it. It's been headed on beyond him though, and it needed Doyle to cover to prevent Gelhardt from getting there. Gelhardt turns around, swings his arms around, trying to get the fans to lift the noise levels.
Yeah, they need something, Hull.
They're looking for only a third home win of the season. 1-1, McLaughlin, good tackle comes in, and it's a mistake by McLaughlin, miscontrolled. And Jacob Wright has won a throw in for Norwich City in their right back position there. Is there a winner in this game? 1-1. Canary Call after the game. Lee Bromby will be taking your calls along with Rob Butler. Ball is thumped forward by Norwich. Sienats wins a good header on there. Couldn't quite find Sainz though. Here's Matazo, who's just come on as a substitute. Good challenge comes in from Slimani. But Abu Kamara, boos for Abu Kamara from the Norwich fans ringing out. Matazo, who's on as a substitute, coming forward from a Monaco player, Elliot Matazo in the midfield. gets it into the midfield, and here's Regan Slater. Sinat's making life difficult for him, making him play the ball quickly, and Hull get it to the left-hand side, and McLaughlin, Stacey's missed it. Burstow's got in behind him on the left-hand side for Hull. Into the penalty area goes Mason Burstow from the angle, plays it across, deflection, and it's an important header from Doyle that takes it behind for the corner. One mistake now in this game could be crucial.
Yeah, really poor mistake from Stacey, not like him to be honest, and Burstow goes clean through, and they defend it well in the end, Norwich.
Elliot Matazo, who's come on, January signing from Monaco, a Belgian under-21 international. He's going to go across and take the corner as well from this left-hand side with the right foot. Norwich with everyone back in their penalty area. 10 to go, 1-1. A goal now might decide it. There's the corner, played in near post, cut out by Norwich City, cleared by Dobbin. Counter-attack is on for Norwich City. Will it run for Sainz? The ball just holds up in the turf. Sainz has it though on halfway. Hull have managed to get players back. Sainz is then taken down by McLaughlin, and here comes a yellow card, first of the game from a Hull perspective. And again, I don't think his manager or anybody else will mind too much, because Sainz was threatening to turn defence into attack pretty quickly there for Norwich City.
Yeah, they defended the corner well, and Sainz, he worked so well off the ball. His intensity of runs to get there was excellent.
Double change coming up for Norwich. Wright, Jacob Wright, who is on a very steep learning curve in this Norwich midfield, on loan from Manchester City. He's going to be replaced with 9 minutes to go by Oscar Schwartau. And Lucien Mahovo as well. Had a difficult first half. He got to grips with it a bit more in the second half. He's going to be replaced at left back by Ben Crescenny. So that is Johannes Torp showing his hand. Can't make any further changes. What do you make of those two, Lee Bromby?
Yeah, I think it's a good decision. I think the only area or threat really from Hull all game has been down that sort of the left back position for Norwich, the right side for Hull. So yeah, really good decision.
Crescenny comes onto the pitch. Player who has started 11 in the league this season. Doyle gets it out to Crescenny on at left back to deal with the threat of Abu Kamara, the former Canary. And here's Sorensen for Norwich City. 8 minutes to go. 1-1 at the MKM Stadium. Fascinatingly poised. Doyle hits a diagonal ball across the pitch to the right-hand side. Burstow gets his head to it for Hull, but it might fall for Norwich City here with Schwartau, the 18-year-old who's just on as a sub. Tried a short pass to Doyle, to Dobbin. He didn't read it, and Hull have been able to intercept. Burstow strokes it to Kamara on the right-hand side. And there's a skipper Coyle to take over. Sainz goes to meet him and gets the challenge in twice and wins it back for Norwich City. Now it's played up towards halfway. Sinat holds it up nicely. Schwartau takes it in his stride. Here he goes through the midfield. It's a great run for the substitute Schwartau. Stacey in the penalty area to the right of goal. Flashed it across. Oh, and it's the defender, I think, has got a crucial touch. And away it goes. No, nobody touched it. Throw-in's gone Hull's way. Stacey put the ball into the 6-yard box. There were 3 Norwich players arriving, but none of them could get a touch. Yeah,
it's really good play again. It comes from Sainz. He tracks back Louis Coyle all the way, takes the ball off him and plays a fantastic pass. Norwich counter with real purpose and speed. It finds its way on the right-hand side to Stacey, fires it across, but no one there.
And what I like about Schwartau, he's 18, when he gets the ball in that number 10 position, he can carry it forward so quickly.
Yeah, he just drove away, didn't it, from the defenders.
Norwich don't, in their midfield, don't have many like that who can just get on the ball and really just take the whole team forward at pace. And that was important. 1-1.
That was evident then, really good.
I think it was Swansea recently, wasn't he, where he did that and it led to the opening goal. Burstow holds the ball up nicely. Brings Geldhart into it. Geldhart with a high looping ball towards the edge of the Norwich box, which Crescenny doesn't take any chances with. Heads it out of play. Throw into Hull.
Yeah, good defending. They try switch the play, and Crescenny's got his body open and deals with it well.
Here's Kamara on the right-hand side. Matazo joining in the attack. He's back to Matazo as well. Sorensen goes to make the challenge on Matazo, who holds him off. Now Sainz goes to help him out. Matazo's held both of them off. Brilliant play. Into the penalty area now for Joseph, who's trying to bring it under control under pressure from Crescenny, who just levers him out towards the right-hand side. Kamara now to Matazo on the edge of the penalty area. Clips the ball across it towards Burstow, whose header over the top under real pressure from Stacey. Never really threatening Gunn's goal. Yes. When Kamara gets the ball, the boos are in now. Is that the Norwich fans, or is it the Hull fans going, Abu? I can't decide. I think it's the Norwich fans.
It's the Norwich fans.
Oh no, Norwich have given the ball away to Slater, who shoots from distance straight at Gunn. 20 yards out. But that was a goal kick they were trying to play out, and Doyle lost his concentration, and Johannes Torp's going crazy on the side of the pitch here. And Norwich just gave the ball away to Hull.
Yeah, it's just lack of concentration or quality there, and they don't need to be giving those opportunities to Hull at this moment.
Here's Doyle. Made a rare error there with his distribution. Norwich weren't made to pay. 1-1, 5 minutes to go. Gets it back again here, does Doyle. Onto Slimani through the midfield for Norwich City. He's given it away. Hull beginning to make a fist of this now with Gelhardt. Gelhardt twisting and turning inside the Norwich half, but overdoes it. Gets tackled by Sorensen, and now Sainz takes possession. And Sainz surges over the halfway line and tries to release Lewis Dobbin, who's in the penalty area. Dobbin across! It's come off a defender and it's cleared away. What was that handball? It bounced up and hit the Hull player. Norwich screaming for a penalty. It's not going to be given. They need to get on with it. The ball's still in play. Here's Stacey on the right-hand side. Schwartau. Well, that ball bounced up and definitely hit the Hull player on the hand, but I suppose you'd say his hands were down by his side. Here's Doyle for Norwich, puts it into the penalty area. Dobbins stretching to try and get on the end of it. He won't keep it in play. Behind it goes. That is Norwich City there feeling they should have had a penalty. As the ball was played across, the Hull defender got there and cut it out, and it bounced up and hit him on the hand. I think if there was a Norwich player there and he was blocking somebody maybe taking a strike, but it's really good defending. He gets the block in. It's really good attack from Norwich. Now Hull are trying to play out from inside their own penalty area here. McLaughlin, the left back, takes possession. Stacey steals it high up the pitch for Norwich City, but Schwartau can't control, and it's a throw in. I think that would have been a harsh penalty call, because I haven't seen a replay, but it bounced up and his hands are down by his sides. Yeah,
and I think the Norwich player was behind him.
3.5 minutes to go. Hull City 1, Norwich City 1. Sargent's equaliser at the start of the second half. Crucial for Norwich City. Schwartau goes to try and win the ball. Sorensen needed to make that his against Matazo and didn't. And in fact, he was a little late. He hesitated to go in for that one, Sorensen, and has given away a free kick to Hull on halfway. Hull will try and get this one forward from inside the centre circle. The two head coaches, Yanisov Torup and Ruben Sayes, standing side by side almost. So tense, 1-1. Here's McLaughlin on the left-hand side. Burstow gets it back to McLaughlin. Here's Mason Burstow again on the left-hand side. Tries to switch the attack over to Abu Kamara on the right-hand side. Cresceni gets the better of him and clears it away and picks up Borja Sainz. Sainz tried to charge beyond his man, but wasn't fully in control of it and has run it straight out of play for a throw-in. Just a bit too eager there, Sainz was needing to make something happen. Is he going to be 10 games, 10 appearances without a goal, Borja Sainz? Still the Championship's top scorer, only just. Long diagonal ball hit there by Hull. Norwich should deal with it, and it'll go back through to Angus Gunn. Yeah, should have scored, shouldn't he, from the corner when he hits the post. And then he had another shot as well from the rebound, didn't he, that he couldn't put in. That was a real opening for Norwich to take the lead, but they weren't able to. And with 2 minutes to go, it's Hull City 1, Norwich City 1. Gunn has the ball at his feet. Passes it out to Shane Duffy, who immediately gives it back to the Norwich City goalkeeper. Can Norwich just put together a move to win the game? On the left-hand side, it's with Ben Cresceni on halfway. Plays it back to Callum Doyle, who's going to miss the next two Norwich games. You can see Shane Duffy appealing for a little bit more urgency about Norwich in possession. Sorensen's dropped in between the two centre-backs to take possession of the ball. Yanisov Torup is pointing towards the Hull goal. He wants his team to turn its possession into an attack. Really poor, though, from Duffy. Plays it to Stacey, standing off the pitch, and it's a throw-in. And it might be Hull who'll get a chance, but that's a poor pass from Hull, is it? No, Burstow's kept it in play on the left wing. Norwich needs to get players back here. Burstow, good first touch, but then he gives it straight away to Sorensen, and Norwich have it with Slimani. He's picked up Schwartau. Now Norwich have opened up a bit of space here. Schwartau up towards the halfway line, gives it to Dobbin. Cresceni's available in space on the left-hand side. Dobbin's going through the middle. It's a great run up to the edge of the penalty area to Schwartau, who plays it through the 6-yard box and behind via a deflection. It's going to be a corner. He's in a good position there, Schwartau. I don't think he really went for goal. He didn't hit it with any conviction. He just tried to feed it across into the 6-yard box, and it's come off a defender and gone wide. Yeah, it was really unselfish. Could maybe, like you said, taking the shot. We're right behind that again. Similar again from Norwich. Drive with real purpose. Dobbin drives at the centre of the goal, slips the player, and it just goes wide. Unlucky again. Schwartau's only got the one goal this season. I wouldn't have blamed him for having a shot at goal from that angle. Corner. Sainz threatened from the first corner that Norwich had in this game, but he's going to go and take this one in the 90th minute. From the left-hand side with his right foot. Can Norwich snatch the lead late in the game? All square. There's Sainz's corner, in towards the near post. Duffy helps it on. It runs towards the far side of the penalty area. Sorensen keeps it alive. Stacey on the right wing gets tackled by Kamara, and Norwich throw in, but they've got it where they want it, high up the pitch. Stacey's throw it to Cresceni on this right-hand side. Gets onto his left foot. Delivers into a packed penalty area. Plenty still up there for Norwich City. Duffy is stretching to win the header. It's going to fall for Callum Doyle, whose shot is blocked. Terrific defending, brave defending. Body on the line stuff there from Alfie Jones as Doyle looked to try and fire in his second of the season. 4 minutes of time added on at the end of this game. 1-1.
Yes, a great block. You think if it's going to fall to anyone, it's Doyle. He shifts the ball and strikes it so well that it hits the defender.
Well, he's going to miss the next two. That would have been a good way to sign off, wouldn't it, for Callum Doyle, the day he got his 10th booking of the season. I wonder whether he might go away for a couple of weeks break there in dramatic fashion, but he couldn't take the chance. It was really well blocked by the defender. Now, Doyle needed defensively for Norwich City. Heads it away. Slimani loops it forward. Gets it again, Slimani. Sainz tees up Slimani, who smuggled it onto Sienats. Nice cushioned pass to Borja Sainz on the left-hand side. Norwich making the late running here against the Hull team with only those 2 home wins this season. Sainz unceremoniously pushed to the ground by Matazo. And the referee urges calm there. Bentona. Free kick to Norwich City just over the halfway line. Taken short to Doyle. Doyle gives it to Sorensen. Back again to Doyle. Doyle's charging forward for Norwich City. It's a great run. He's then taken out. And Norwich have a free kick halfway inside the Hull half. It was Kyle Joseph with the foul. So we've had a minute of stoppage time. There'll be a minimum of 4.
He is right, Doyle, isn't he? He got booked for a similar thing, and you're like, the other way around, there's no booking.
He did everything but brandish an imaginary yellow card there, didn't he, Doyle? We don't want him sent off. But free kick halfway inside the Hull half. Hull have brought everyone back. You can see they know that a goal now would really put them in the mire at the bottom of the table for Norwich City. But can Norwich actually make it count? A free kick, central position, halfway inside the Hull half. Sainz standing over it. Duffy's gone forward. Doyle as well. There's Sienats to aim for. It's played short though to Slimani. Back to Sainz, who shoots from distance, and it's going over the crossbar comfortably. It does look like it's going to be a 10th appearance without a goal for Borja Sainz.
Yeah, it's unlucky, it's well worked. They all think the ball's going to come into the box and he takes it short, hits from distance just over the bar.
He certainly can score from there. We've seen him do it this season. But it's been a while since. 1-1. We're in the 3rd minute of stoppage time. 4 were signalled. Norwich have possession. They've lost it. Sainz dispossessed over the halfway line. Slimani goes into action to try and win it and gives away a free kick for Norwich City. And now it's Norwich's turn to defend anxiously in stoppage time. Because although this free kick is on halfway, you know where it's going to go. Hull have got the opportunity to test Norwich's resolve. Norwich's set-piece coach Nick Stanley comes to the corner of the technical area down below us just to remind players of their responsibilities. There'll be some tired minds out there now. Hull with Coyle's free kick from deep towards the edge of the Norwich City penalty area. Oh, it's found its way towards the left edge of the box, and Burstow, brilliant tackle comes in from Jack Stacey, and Stacey then wins a throw-in off Burstow for Norwich City. Good defending from the City side.
Really good defending, yeah.
Gave away a stoppage time penalty last Saturday, of course, Jack Stacey against Derby, but absolutely on his mettle this time. We're in the final minute of play.
It was a harsh one, that, as well, wasn't it?
It was. You can see why it was given.
Yeah, you can see why you'd want it, but
Sorensen clears. We've got them struggling to control a bouncing ball. Can either side wrestle possession here? Burstow hits rather a hurried ball across the pitch. It's going to fall for Norwich City. Doyle heads it down to Cresceni. Cresceni takes a touch. Can either side get proper control of the game in these last 20 seconds? It's with Stacey on halfway. Norwich in no hurry to go forward. They've gone back to Duffy. Now back to Callum Doyle. Doyle sees an opportunity to try and release Cresceni on the left-hand side. He'll chase it. Can Coyle get there first? He can. He clears it away, and that'll be a Norwich throw-in. Is there going to be time? We've just about had the minimum of 4 minutes of stoppage time that was signalled. Norwich getting on with it. Sorensen, and that's the end of the game. And in the end, Norwich City coming from behind to snatch a point on the road against the team with the worst home record in the Championship. It's more points dropped against the team in the lower reaches of the table for Norwich City. But given the way they started this game and the fact they were 1-0 down so early on from Matt Crooks, the fact they were able to get to grips with it and find an equaliser in the second half from Josh Sargent, gave the Norwich City supporters who've made the trip at least something to get their teeth into. In the end, neither side really created enough chances to win it. Norwich having the better of it, I'd say, in the second half. Several balls going through the 6-yard box. Borja Sainz hit the post as well from a corner. But Norwich in the end couldn't find the winning goal, and it's finished 1-1.